Every time media lies,
a name on one arm. In an instant, bodies double. Just remember my name. No war, just genocide. All I know is genocide. All I know is stay alive. All I know is stand and fight. No war, just genocide. All I know is genocide. All I know is stay alive. All I know is stand and fight. No war, just genocide. All I know is genocide. All I know is stay alive. All I know is stand and fight.
Rich foils of plunder and escape reality's view. Prices rise a time or two in the land where Jack was roam. One didn't have such a dark fate. The heart of the city is where not just leaves but shadows fall. It's also where struggles and battles hold us all. This is about rising up against all odds and mountains around against all despair. This city is a tale of hope's flame ignited in the air.
That's right.
New Jack City is what they call this domain.
Reflection ain't nothing but the inner child trying to see you. You gonna look? You gonna pick up that book? Self-reflection. Give me another lesson. Growth and strife. Line stripes in life mine. Get the high. Cause it may only be for this. What they say? Time. Don't forget you have sight. Insight. Get high off the truth, seek the root. Feel the flame within you, seek the fruit. Give the boot to the ones licking the boot.
How can I stand out even in a crowded space? A vibrant display of distinctiveness, a unique tale of trace. Reflecting on my identity, my soul starts to understand the allure of this divergence, a unique orchestration.
Apartheid is exactly what's going on here. Someone else was there to report the stories, and they want to make sure that information gets out in that.
Ceasefire now! 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 Every time media lies, a neighbor.
A name on one arm. In an instant, bodies double. Just remember my name. No war, just genocide. All I know is genocide. All I know is stay alive. All I know is stand and fight. No war, just genocide. All I know is genocide. All I know is stay alive. All I know is stand and fight. No war, just genocide. All I know is genocide. All I know is stay alive. All I know is stand and fight. tidbits of, I guess you call it commercials, just reminding y'all Gaza matters, Palestinians matter, and that's kind of what I want to touch on today. Go into some other things later on. I want to talk about Ryan Gaynor later on today. But as y'all know, my comrades, revolutionaries, truth seekers, welcome to another episode of the Colonizer's Coffin. Y'all already know, giving you blunt discussion, real news, cynical takes on pop culture sometimes, but raw history, no chaser. And I'm your host, John Taylor. Simply just here to give you the real. Let's go ahead and embark on today's journey. From untold stories of history to today's pressing issues, this is the space where knowledge meets revolution. But we all have different narratives, don't we? We all have different truths, and we all have the right to share them. And here is going to be my space for me to share what I'm going to talk about. And today, I had this guy who commented on a post I made, and it got under my skin and it irked me for a second, but then I realized, like, people see things through different scopes based off of things that they are fed and the different maybe upbringings they had, or the background that they come from, or the culture that they were raised in, right? And that's cool, that's one thing, but what about people that go off of regurgitated mess that they don't research or understand, but they're so quick to go off of hinges of someone that is actually spreading truth and knowledge? It drives a chord in people when people revere fakeness, but they have an issue with truth. And you could pretty much tell a person's stance of or understanding of Palestine by how they describe what's going on. If they say Israel-Hamas war, they are probably listening to Piers Morgan or Fox News and are probably of an older generation, possibly, or they don't really deal with social media and basically have no understanding of what's going on. And they're fed false information or half-truths. That's one. Two, if they refer to it as the war on Gaza, they probably understand that there are many war crimes being committed and feel for the Palestinian people, but fail to understand the full scope of what's going on, and likely get their information from like CNN or MSNBC or the like. And they probably have empathy and want quote-unquote bloodshed to end. Three, if they refer to it as the Israel-Hamas conflict, they, of course, think it isn't genocide. They see it as equal. They see it as simply crimes committed on both sides, and that it's complicated. When we know genocide, war crimes, apartheid, these things aren't complicated. Colonial settlements, total segregation, degrading, dehumanizing laws are clear-cut. It's clear this isn't complicated, nor is it conflict. Genocide is genocide. 4, if they say genocide, you know they know something or another of the truth, whether they are listening to journalists within Gaza, independent media, social media. They are getting the full story, and it's not sanitized. And when it's not sanitized, you can't sleep at night. You want to show everyone else what's going on, because this should not be happening. Remember when Trump said there are fine people on both sides? Y'all remember that? After Charlottesville, racists are fine people. Zionists are fine people too then, huh? That's the energy folks give about this genocide when they don't want to hold Israel accountable. When they want to downplay Israel's crimes. Israel should not exist. It is the worst society imaginable. Using history to legitimize this doesn't stand because Israel's history is one of oppression, colonialism, segregation, apartheid. Why and how would you support a two-state solution? How would a two-state solution be okay? Jews and Arabs lived in peace before 1948. People try to play me like I don't know my history. Misunderstood and propagandized misinformation programmed so-called elders seem to think younger generations don't understand what's going on. I'll tell you what, we have the internet and endless information of the past to give us full scope. We understand that to know the truth, we have to research on our own, not what the government or news tells us. Media, journalism isn't all truthful these days, right? Older generations grew up with TV. We don't use TV, we use social media. And if you want to find the truth, it's there, you can find it. And it's less of an indoctrination of your solely seeking knowledge and knowing how to navigate. There's less of an indoctrination versus the TV, and they're just feeding stuff at you, you know what I mean? Which older generations, they don't use social media, or they're just getting the hang of it. And I'm generalizing here, so don't say I'm being ageist. I'm generalizing here, please. So there's a disconnect of information that's true and factual. Some generations don't want to admit this or come to grips with the fact that they can be in fact wrong, even about things that they were alive under but we weren't. And this government lies all the time, and more and more and more. They're lying now, and y'all still falling for it. Many are still falling for it. So again, Trump saying good people on both sides, that whole thing, right? That's making it an equal playing field. That racists are no different than the oppressed. And ones on the hurting side of things, the ones getting attacked and discriminated against and dealing with microaggressions in the workplace, genocide, colonialism, racist, Zionism, apartheid, an iron dome to quote-unquote defend yourself against a population that legit can't. That cannot leave, that cannot control its own water, medical supplies, electricity, and more. You're telling me Israel has a right to defend itself? It's the other way around. And if you disagree, I truly question your morals and humanity. Sometimes I put my hand on my head and say, what is wrong with people? It's no different than Trump and his racism. Genocide is plain. It's wrong. Plain and simple. To say that Hamas is on the same playing field as Israel is playing into Israel's lies and deception, but also blatantly ignoring the crimes committed against Palestinians that have been happening for damn near 80 years. What about Hamas? Hamas has a right to defend itself. All Palestinians have a right to defend themselves against their oppressors. This isn't equal in the slightest, and to say otherwise is completely ignorant and devoid of understanding. And I, for one, will not stand on the wrong side of history. Do you support KKK? Or do you support black citizens fighting back against lynchings and terrorism and racism and segregation, because laying back and taking it while your people are being killed didn't get them anywhere, did it? Israel is KKK. Palestinians are the black people, and they have every right to fight back and fight for their freedom. So I'm going to ask you this. Are you on the side of the oppressors, helping them commit genocide and pull a mask over the world's eyes and minds? Or are you with the oppressed, to help liberate not just Palestine, but all oppressed people, all of the global south, anyone that is living under some kind of regime? What will it take for folks to care about being killed senselessly? Like, when it happens to them, they want somebody to help. You know what I mean? But where were you when it happened to somebody else? Know where your money goes and know where your heart lies. Are you going to contribute to this genocide? Or are you going to contribute to this liberation? Say what you want, break down what I'm saying, but there is no difference from the genocide we are witnessing and the genocide that was attempted against the Jews in the Holocaust. Maybe you just don't want to admit it because it's majority brown people and Arabs by the same people who suffered the same fate of the Holocaust. It's not that complicated at all. Fuck. It's genocide. It's fucking genocide. It's segregation. It's apartheid. It's colonialism, settlers and Zionism, racism. It's degradation, and everything about this society is evil. Palestinians are strong, but soft, pure, but beautiful, resilient, yet celebratory, devout, and persevering. They have rich culture, and it's based on love and community. Israel as a society is built on the foundation of segregation, degradation of the Palestinian people. Whether Israelis agree with it or not, they're a part of it. This situation makes me sick to my stomach and keeps me up at night. Just like the senseless murder of 15-year-old Ryan Gaynor in California. Rest in peace and my condolences to his family. May they find some peace and attain some accountability and semblance of justice for their baby. These things, they could be anyone. Could be your son, your mother, daughter, father, and we're supposed to not care unless it happens to us. Where's the sense of community? If we took preventative measures, there wouldn't be a killing of Ryan. There wouldn't be a genocide in Gaza, Sudan, US-backed coups of Haiti, child labor in the DRC, neo-colonialism across the world wouldn't have as much of a chance if we did the same dance. The dance of liberation and freedom, accountability, justice, and some respect for one another. Let's see each other instead of breaking folks down because you don't want to admit they're right, or because you choose to ignore or not see something because it's too painful for you. It'll be even more painful if it actually does happen to you. And maybe helping someone else or taking measures to be preventative would make it so you won't ever have to feel that pain. It doesn't take much to boycott Starbucks or McDonald's, Chick-fil-A. They're way too expensive anyway. And there are alternatives that do not donate to genocide, that don't drop bombs on people, that are dangling food over their heads and saying, here, come get this rotten meal, but beware, we just may kill you as you're reaching for that food for sport, right? Because we were taught since grade school that you people are evil and human animals that are less than us and you need to die. You know, if they're taught these things as a child, what do you think they're going to do when they're full adults in the army? The shit that they're taught is fucking foul, and anyone who says they have a right to exist in the two-state solution bullshit are supporting a regime that doesn't see the other side as equal or even human at all. The Palestinian people have been pushed into a corner, and if it was me, I'd be fighting back too. So I support Hamas when it comes to fighting a resistance. I don't condone killing, of course, unless it's self-defense, which in Hamas's case it is. In Israel's case, it's not self-defense in the slightest, and anyone who thinks so has some research to do. And I'm just spitting it raw as I feel and see it. I fully speak my truth and I call out bullshit as I see it, and it's fucking bullshit. Black brown, indigenous people, folks of global south are tired of the bullshit. We have all had enough, and if you're not paying attention, you should be, because an entire uprising is happening worldwide right now. And I've been showing y'all, and the ones who are awake in America are lock in step, because we will not let death or war crimes, genocide define our generations without putting up a fight first. We will not succumb to the same indoctrination some before us succumb to. We different. And we will fight tooth and nail. The crimes are staggering. The death, carnage, starvation is all worse than anything that has been committed in recent history this quickly. Are y'all reading the numbers? The statistics? Because I am. Following my pages here at the Colonizer's Coffin, which is on Facebook, and the Leon Block on all social media, we give shit like that on a regular, and it's not only sobering, it's depressing, but it also wakes you up. Yeah, it's hard to sleep at night because it could easily be any of us. Especially come November, when Trump gets elected, because he likely will, that the same thing happening to Palestinians will come to our shores at the behest of our government, and at the expense of people like me. Democrats will put on a show and act like they care, and Republicans will become the committers of the worst crimes known to man. Be aware that what is happening now, halfway across the world, and you think it can't happen to you? It can happen to you here. So take a stand. Like, where are you drawing a line in the sand? Where are your boundaries? Do you have any? Maybe you should think about that. The coffin is open until the case is closed.